Yo, tapping in real quick. Something light, nothing major, man. You know what I'm talking about? We just gonna chop it up for a few minutes about some whole card action. You know, more so haymakers, Hail Marys, and how we found our way there to the plus money number that we find ourselves to. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, man, it is what it is. Most of my actions on those prelims, because that's where most of those good money lines is at. And when it comes to these, when it came to the main card, it's pretty much, you know, is what it is up there. A little bit of action. Most of the action with those individuals is wrapping them with the individuals on the prelims. So we're going to have to see where these dice lay. You know what I mean? Prelim parlays are in, main card parlays are in, whole card parlays are in, haymakers, Hail Marys, dog plays, things are still going in, securing back doors and all that. You understand what I'm saying to you? But most of the action consists with prelim individuals, man. With that being said, man, some haymakers, some ridiculously priced haymakers, you know, where I'm just on the app trying to smack the whole card again. You know what I mean? Bo, you feel me? He's a minus 1,000. When we toss in Ruffy, that takes it to a minus 436. Then we toss in John, and that takes us to minus 247. We toss in Kareem, that takes us to minus 114. And then Oban puts us at plus 175. Marcus puts us at plus 364, and Chris, as a dog, puts us up at 930, plus 931. Then Marcin puts us at plus 1827. And if I'm not mistaken, is that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, the 8th leg at plus 1827. The degenerate in me just likes that. You know what I'm talking about? And then Jimmy, as the 9th leg, puts us at plus 4140, a significant boost because he is another slight dog. You know what I'm talking about? Then we have Mickey, which takes us to plus 7528 as our 10th leg. And then Mike as our 11th leg at plus 10,035. Then we toss in Veronica as our final leg, 12th leg, I believe, at plus 16,216, or we swap Veronica out for Eduarda at plus 23,009. You know what I'm talking about? That haymaker, that Hail Mary, that consists of 1, 2, 3 dogs. 4 if the swap out option, you know, pops off at the end. But that's very much how that one goes, you know what I mean? It's a Hail Mary, man. It's dogs that I can see barking and popping the fuck off, you know, more times than the other ones. So it's Bo, Mauricio, John, Corinne, Oban, Marcus, Chris, Marcin, Jimmy, Mickey, Mike, and Veronica, or swap out Veronica for Eduardo. The final number with Veronica is 16,216, or the swap out final number with Eduardo is 23,009. You know what I'm talking about? You know, keeping it a bit lighter, 7 legs at plus 705. The degenerate in me very much so liked how that sounded as well. And that's Bo, Mauricio, John, Corinne, Oban, Marcus, and Mickey. It's 7 favorites. Some of them very significantly so. But to catch 7 favorites when some of them are that significant of favorites at plus 705 for 7 legs. Listen here, man. Like I said, the degenerate in me, very much so, likes how that sounds. 7 legs at plus 705 might just get $70 on it. You know what I'm talking about? And then the swap out option applied to Marcus, because Bo, Mauricio, John, Corinne, Oban, Marcus, and Mickey is plus 705. If we swap out Marcus for Martinez, then Bo, Mauricio, John, Corinne, Oban, Martinez, and Mickey is 7 legs at plus 923. So, you know, it is what it is, man. That's 7 legs. Gonna get $70 on it. And then, you know, that swap out option is gonna get something on it as well. You know what I'm talking about? And just is what it is, man. It's 7 legs, 7 favorites at plus 705, and it's 7 individuals I can see getting the job done. So I will be sprinkling for what it's worth. You know, Ruffy, Bo, Corinne. Now this over here, for the most part, is if you're on the side of favorites. You know what I'm talking about? Mauricio, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, and Oban. I believe that's 6 legs for just about 6 times your money. 6 legs, 6 favorites for just about 6 times your money is at plus 590. Yeah, I'm talking about you making a whole she's making a whole lot of noise down there, ain't she, man? I like that though. I like that though. We in the dog house and I want some dogs to bark this week, rightfully so. You know what I'm talking about? But 6 legs, 6 favorites for just about 6 times your money at plus 590 is Mauricio, Bo, and Corinne, Damon, Mickey, and Oban. So 3 significant favorites mixed with, you know, 3 you know, I don't know how you moderate, I don't know how they say that. 3 not so crazy favorites, 3 decent money lines, and when you put them together, 6 legs get you almost 6 times your money at plus 590. Continuing the trend with the favorites, you can toss Eric in there, and those 7 legs will get you plus 1032. You can swap out Eric for Chris, and those 7 legs will get you plus 1432. But staying with Eric and staying with the favorites, you know what I'm talking about? So staying with Eric and staying with the favorites were with Mauricio, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, Oban, and Eric at plus 1032. Now we're going to toss Marcus in. He's a favorite at plus 1808. And that's what? 8 legs at plus 1808, 8 legs, 8 favorites at plus 1808, 8 individuals I can see getting the job done. It's going to be getting something sprinkled on it as well. But that's Ruffy, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, Oban, Eric, and Marcus at plus 1808. You can swap out Marcus for Martinez, and they those 8 come together at plus 2324. But staying with Marcus and staying with the favorites, because that's what this one's about. You know what I mean? So staying with Marcus and staying with the favorites, we had Mauricio, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, Oban, Eric, and Marcus at plus 1808. Now we toss in Marcin at plus 3,468 because Marcin's a slight favorite. Now those 9 legs come to plus 3,468. You could swap out Marcin for Denise, and those legs would come at plus 3,528 because he's a slight dog, but staying with Marcin because we're staying with the favorites. You understand what I'm saying to you? We're Mauricio, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, Oban, Eric, Marcin, Eric, Marcus, and Marcin at plus 3,468. You know what I'm talking about? Now we toss in John for our 10th leg to cap off a 10 leg, you know, HailMary, and they come together at plus 3,978. We could swap out John for Stipe, and they come together at plus 19,169 because he's a significant underdog. You know what I'm talking about? So all favorites with Mauricio, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, and Oban, Eric, Marcus, and Marcin tossing in John as the 10th leg. That puts us at plus 3,978. We're swapping him out for Stipe as your 1 dog. puts it at 19,169. Now forget about that fight for the 10th leg. Let's just stay with our 9 legs, 9 favorites: Mauricio, Bo, Corinne, Damon, Mickey, Oban, Eric, Marcus, and Marcin at plus 3,468. And let's toss Charles in as our 10th leg for plus 4,814. You know what I'm talking about? Or swap out Charles and let's use Mike as our one dog to bark and pop the fuck off, and they come together at plus 10,605. You know what I'm talking about? Something like, nothing major, man. Just a whole lot of haymakers, Hail Marys, what ifs, oh shits, and let's roll these dice and see where they lay, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. John, Bo, Ruffy, Corinne, Chris, and Oban. You know what I'm talking about? That's, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs for plus 511. I'm solid on them, man. I think they get the job done. You know what I'm talking about? John Jones, Bo Nickel, Mauricio Ruffy, Kareem Silva, Chris Weidman, and Oban Elliott at plus 511. If you don't like Chris as the one underdog, but you like the other, you know, John, Bo, Ruffy, Corinne, and Oban, they come together at plus 175. But I like Chris, man. I like Chris. I very much so like Oban, Marcus, Chris, and Jimmy at plus 1105, man. You know what I mean? Then you can give me my significant favorites with John, Ruffy, Bo, and Corinne at plus 2168. Then give me Marcin and Mike. Fuck it. You know what I'm talking about? At plus 12,148, man. That's, you know, one of my final Hail Marys I'm going to sprinkle. Give me my, when we're talking about keeping away from first fight of the night, last fight of the night, keeping away from heavyweight MMA, keeping away from women's MMA, keeping away from fights that I really got a whole lot of question marks on, man. I come down to 2 favorites and 2 dogs, man. Oban and Marcus, Chris and Jimmy. Chris and Jimmy are both hometown heroes around that area, man. And if it's highly competitive and closely contested and it goes to the cards, they getting the nod 9 times out of 10 in my personal opinion. Damon and Eric will both have to significantly separate their bodies of work from the bodies of work being produced by Chris and Jimmy to walk away with the decision, or they'll have to find a finish inside the distance, and I don't necessarily see either one of them finding the finish inside the distance. That's why I'm highly confident in Chris and Jimmy, man, and Oban and Marcus. So I like them, and I like them money numbers, and they come together at plus 1105. Now let's go ahead and get these, you know, this young woman and these significant favorites that I like, which also include the main event, and that's John, Mauricio, Bo, and Corinne. Now when I toss those 4 with my other 4, they come at plus 2168. Now fuck it. I already got something on Oban, Marcus, Chris, and Jimmy at plus 1105. I got something on Oban, Marcus, Chris, Jimmy, John, Mauricio, Bo, and Corinne at plus 2168. Let's go ahead and sprinkle something. Let's toss you know, these last 2, this 9th and 10th leg in there, and let's make it Marcin and Mike, man. Fuck it. Let's make it Marcin and Mike is another dog to bark and pop the fuck off. The only dog on the main card that's gonna bark and pop the fuck off if it happens. You know what I mean? And that brings us to plus 12,148. Sprinkle on that. You know what I mean? Now, for what it's worth, if y'all want to fuck with these tri-state hometown heroes, John and Bo, you know, although Bo fighting out of PA, he not from out that way. He not a hometown hero. You know what I'm talking about? He got a lot of folk out there in the Pennsylvania area, in the tri-state area, so he gonna have a lot of, you know, a lot of fans, man, a lot of noise when he's in the arena. You know what I'm talking about? So John and Bo, you know, John, Chris, Jimmy, and Mickey, they really the hometown heroes, man. You know what I'm talking about, with Mickey and Jimmy being from Jersey, and John and Chris being from New York, and just being John, Chris, Jimmy, and Mickey. Their names hold a lot more weight than that of, you know, not Bo, but that of a Bezel. You know what I mean? bezels from PA too. So for what it's worth, John, Bo, Chris, Jimmy, and Mickey, they come together at plus 965 if you want to wrap up them tri-state guys. And if you want to toss bezel in there as well, you know, they come together at plus 2712. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is, man. Something light, not major. Again, I did one like this for the prelims, one like this for the main card. Now I'm doing this one for the whole card, which really just has a whole bunch of haymakers and Hail Marys in it and what ifs. You know what I'm talking about? The full card. The full parlay videos up for anybody who didn't see it and is just seeing this, as well as multiple parlays being riddled all over the community wall. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace and blessings.